Hola familia.
Hello, good afternoon everyone. Welcome to the temple of Swayambhunath Stupa in the city of Kathmandu, Nepal.
Many of the buildings in Nepal are fully symmetrical.
Yes, Ajahn. Symmetry. That's it. That's how what happens here.
And how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Ajahn.
Architecture can be so much more than the symmetry. Namaste.
Namaste, Ajahn.
The mandala is there, but no one talk about it.
I was in Kathmandu for 1 month when I did the shooting for the movie.
This video, I'm going to talk about symmetry.
Somewhere in the middle of Nepal.
It's a video that is really quite specific, no? Because it's talking how to help to young designers to encourage to use the symmetry in every single aspect of the design. Okay. In Nepal, mostly are obsessed with symmetry in design. Because I think in architecture everything is about symmetry.
In Nepal, actually, after I came here and I started working, almost everyone that I met, the clients,
Yes.
they are all looking for symmetry in design.
Namaste.
Namaste, Ajahn.
How old are you already?
I'm almost 30 now.
Wow.
Yeah. So I came from Kathmandu to my hometown. I came to Nepal from Thailand, and then I worked in 4 projects.
Nice.
Hello, good afternoon everyone. Welcome to the temple of Swayambhunath Stupa in the city of Kathmandu, Nepal. This is one of the most important Buddhist pilgrimage sites in the world. The meaning of the word Swayambhu means self-arising. This temple complex comprises of the main stupa, smaller temples and shrines, and also the praying wheels that surround the temple complex. This temple complex is listed by UNESCO, United Nations, as one of the World Heritage Sites in the city of Kathmandu Valley. Talking about the architecture of this temple, it comprises of a dome and a stupa above the dome. The dome structure beneath the stupa, it represents our world, this planet Earth. And the cubical structure above the dome, it represents the spiritual journey that one has to go through in order to achieve enlightenment. The cubical structure on top of that base, the dome base, it has Buddha's eyes on all 4 directions, overlooking the Kathmandu Valley. Those eyes of Buddha, they give knowledge, wisdom and compassion to the inhabitants of Kathmandu Valley. The symbolism of this temple is trying to tell us that in order to achieve the spiritual self-realization or enlightenment, one has to break off from the bonds of the world and has to raise above the world itself. And the 13 pinnacles on top of that cubical structure, it represents the 13 steps or the stages that one has to go through in order to achieve enlightenment. These praying wheels, they surround the temple complex. These wheels are supposed to be rotated by the pilgrims that visit this temple complex. The rotation of these praying wheels, they represent the rotation of our planet Earth. And with each rotation, we are trying to tell the world that peace emanates from the knowledge given by Lord Buddha. May peace prevail on earth. The architectural design language of this temple is bilaterally symmetrical. Symmetry in design represents visual harmony and balance. It's also drawing parallels and connections between cosmos and human life through symmetrical design. According to a mythological legend, this whole Kathmandu valley that you can see in my background was a big lake in the past. And a mythological figure named Manjushri, he created a gorge in a place called Choba that drained out the entire lake. In the middle of that big ancient lake was a lotus flower, and after the water got drained out from that lake, only that lotus flower remained. And it is believed that the exact spot where that lotus flower was is where this temple complex was built. This temple complex is the pinnacle of the ancient civilization that created Kathmandu Valley, and from this temple is where the civilization in Kathmandu Valley started to spring out.
Do you see the difference between Bangkok and Kathmandu?
Of course, of course.
Yeah. How do you
Kathmandu,
see?
I think the maximum height that we have reached in Nepal is, I think it's around 20 floors, the maximum. The tallest building is, I think, 20 floors, 18 or 20 floors, and that building is, I think, only 2 or 3 of them, the tallest ones. Like a medium-sized house is only 2 floors here, medium budget, I mean. Because people don't really build that tall, because the earthquake is the issue in this geography. So they don't go tall. And also the other thing is money. People are not that rich as compared to people in Bangkok.
I saw your video. It's very outstanding. You are showing the video. It's the monkey temple, right?
Yes, it's called Swambhu Nath.
My daughter saw the video. Then I explained her, who are you? No. She really liked the moment that you shoot the monkeys playing on the water, right?
Yes.
And then she became totally shocked. And what is this? I explained her that I was there once, and then I saw these places, and then I know you, and then you were my student, and then she looked like very interesting, no? My wife saw your videos. It was highlighting the scale of Nepal.
Yes.
Like 2-3 stories, no? Buildings in brick. She mentioned all these rooftop with the timber, no? Like a pagoda. She said that she really loved it. She never imagined that Nepal is like this, no? My wife was totally shocked for good. And then because she never saw Nepal or a public space, no? Like that Durbar Square and all this thing. And then she really liked the scale, seeing the people being sitting there peacefully, chit-chatting there. It's very nice. It's very nice. But I saw that there are many people in the street, no? And enjoying in the main square, in the plaza, no? Like chatting, no? This is something that we don't see this in Bangkok, no?
Yeah. People here are happy with limited means, I suppose. With less materialistic pleasures, people are happy. I think people are more spiritual in Nepal in that sense. So they don't really feel that materialism, they need much in life, I think. They are more inward, They try to find peace. They try to be one with the universe and all that. And they don't really go after material things. Yeah, people are happy with small things in life. Just be happy with what you have, not with what you want to only get from this world.
Do you share also this feeling?
I think so.
So right now we are at Basantapur Darbar Square, also known as Kathmandu Darbar Square, in the heart of Kathmandu Valley. This temple complex that you can see in my background, it is an architectural marvel which is made out of intricate wooden materials, brick structures and pagoda roof, which is native to the country of Nepal. And this temple complex is an ancient heritage site which is listed by UNESCO, United Nations, as one of the World Heritage Sites in the valley. So these two temples in my background are telling a similar architectural story. As you can see, the design language of this temple is quite similar to the previous one. We can see the meticulously carved wooden structure that is adorning the temple facade. It is also composed of the brick structure and the pagoda style roof, which is supported by the timber materials. And these pagoda style roofs are supported by these wooden structure, which is also adorned with the goddesses and the deities of the past.
How is life in Thailand?
Well, now you see the situation with Thailand. We start to talk about these mandalas, no, with you, and then the last week is pop up this conflict with the Cambodian, and now we are in the middle of this dispute of one temple that at the end is the origin Hindu. This is Thai identity. No, this is Cambodian identity, and I say, come on, I mean, this is coming from India.
Yes, yes, of course. It is supposed to be a Shiva temple. Shiva, the god Shiva.
In fact, it is. It's a temple for Shiva, but then they said that this is the culture of Cambodia. If you want to write a story in that way, okay.
Is to really get a handle on how this core concept, the mandala, actually started in Hindu culture.
Right.
And then, how it spread its influence.
Mm-hmm.
So you can quickly grasp not just what these temples are,
right,
but fundamentally why they were built the way they were. It's about uncovering that sort of cosmic logic under the surface.
Okay, cosmic logic. I like that. So before we see how this blueprint takes shape in actual stone, let's maybe nail down what mandala really means. Beyond just, a complex drawing. We see the art, but what's the basic idea here connecting it to circle and its bigger meaning in Hindu thought?
Sure. Well, the word mandala itself, it's straight from Sanskrit. Yeah, literally means circle.
Yeah.
But visually, especially when you look at Hindu and Buddhist architecture, it's usually much more complex, often concentric squares and circles.
Okay.
It's not just a pattern, it functions as a cosmological diagram. Essentially, it's a kind of spiritual map that dictates the spatial layout of sacred places. Think of it like the universe shrunk down, a very precise, ordered reflection of the cosmos.
Huh.
The central point in a mandala that's absolutely key. It typically symbolizes Mount Meru.
Mount Meru.
Which is the mythological axis, the world center, the sort of pivot point of existence in their cosmology. It's not just a mountain, it's the conceptual heart.
So it's less a physical peak and more a philosophical anchor point built right into the structure.
Exactly.
Okay, so how does this abstract concept, this cosmic diagram, actually get translated into stone and space? How do you, build a universe someone can walk through?
Well, it's pretty ingenious and deeply spiritual. Mandalas don't just define the overall shape, they inform the temple's precise orientation. They set up a clear hierarchy of spaces, and they basically orchestrate the whole way you move through the sacred area.
Okay.
Imagine you're a devotee, right? You're on a pilgrimage inside the temple walls.
Yeah.
As you move through a temple built on these mandala principles, you're not just walking. It's a symbolic journey. A deliberate kind of ascent from the everyday world, the periphery, moving step by step towards the spiritual center, towards enlightenment. And this whole idea, this guided spiritual ascent through sacred geometry, it was absolutely fundamental for loads of Khmer temples and even whole city plans. It embedded that Hindu cosmic order right into their world. Architecture as a spiritual transformation.
That makes so much more sense. You're not just looking at a temple, you're kind of living this mini divine journey.
Then why you choose these places? You were aware about the mandala and the symmetry?
In Nepal, actually, from what I told you that day when I messaged you, after I came here and I started working, almost everyone that I met, the clients, they are all looking for symmetry in design. Because these people, they don't really know much about building architecture, right? So they just follow what they have seen before. So symmetry is something that they have seen since they were children. They all go I want my house to be symmetrical. So whenever I show them a 3D design or even the floor plan or anything, they just want symmetry. If something is asymmetrical, then they go like, no, please don't do something like that. So that's how they used to respond to the design. But I used to tell them that you have to look beyond symmetry. You have to break the box. You have to go out from your mold of your thought process. Whatever you have collected, you have to break off from that. You have to explore new things. So that's how I used to approach those people. And that's the general trend, I mean, in this country. If some people are educated people, I mean, if they have education, modern people, then they understand what you are trying to say. But if people, they don't really have much exposure outside, then they are just symmetry. That's it. So that's that's how what happens here.
So, mean that you are facing this conversation quite often?
Yeah, I do. Yes.
Could you manage to have something not symmetrical?
Yes, I have. Yeah? I have. Yes. I try not to design anything symmetrical, Ajahn.
Yes, because you promise. You are promising with the hand. Eh?
Because I remember what you told me during my Design 5 presentation. I will never forget that. That museum project that I did. Remember?
Yes.
The whole design that I did was full of symmetry. And you told me something about symmetry that day, and then it has stuck with me since. So, yeah, it's boring to me now. Yeah,
it's boring to you.
It's boring now.
Hello. So today we are at Bhaktapur Darbari Square. This Darbari Square is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and stands as a testament to the artistic, cultural and spiritual achievements of medieval Nepal. Talking about the architectural design themes, the temples and the building monuments in this Darbari Square complex is following symmetrical design. This symmetry in design reflects cosmic order, balance and visual harmony. We can find similar type of design language in mandala paintings as well. The ancient architects who designed this temple through symmetrical design are trying to draw parallels and show connections between cosmos and human life. So, talking about the materiality, this Darbari Square complex is made out of wood, brick, and terracotta dominated structures. The pagoda style roof that you can see is also full of decorative elements. When we look at the craftsmanship and attention to details, we can see that there are intricate and elaborate wood carvings on the doorways, windows, struts, and pillars.
And I'm showing only 3 places. One is the Monkey Temple, and
Yes.
another is Basantapur, Kathmandu Darbari Square. It's called Basantapur also, Kathmandu also. Basantapur Darbari Square or Kathmandu Darbari Square, they're the same thing. And the third place is Bhaktapur Darbari Square. Patan is not there in this video. That Patan Darbari Square and Bhaktapur Darbari Square, they have similar buildings. So I thought it's enough, Bhaktapur.
Yeah.
If I show, then it's enough. It's the same thing over there. That's why.
But you pass the Kumari, no? The palace. There is one moment that can see the palace of the Kumari or no?
Yeah, there is.
Because remember to,
Yeah.
to see the place of the Kumari, and behind there is a classic building in white, no? Like a
Yes, correct.
That building, why has this European architecture?
Yes, actually, it was designed by some ruler who visited Europe.
Uh-huh.
Some king of Nepal in the past went to UK, England, and then he got impressed with the British buildings. So he wanted to build something like that in Nepal. So that's why they build that building, European style.
Wow. And then he back and build that thing that he saw in, wow, that interesting, no? Then in the middle of the mountain. Because how high is Nepal? I mean, the Kathmandu?
I think 4,500 feet above sea level.
That I went to my country, and then my thesis advisor in my school, I contacted him, and then he asked me to do a lecture about how is the architecture design here in Thailand, no? And then I talk about this. I talk about the mandala, and I talk about your project and this conversation that we have. The point for them, they understood this thing different, because in the place that I study, in Madrid, in Spain, there is one building that is symmetrical behind, and then the architect there sell the idea of the concept like you build something that is symmetrical, and then you just do like one piece, and then you just design one piece, then you just repeat and get the module.
Yeah.
And the module is the whole space. This is the things that you guys are doing, right?
Yes.
They sell this thing a kind of, let's say, like parametric, no? You design one things, you solve all the technical issues of that space that you are designing, that module, okay? And then you repeat, and then you generate another space that is not related with that little piece, no? But in your case, you start with the axis. The axis is giving you 4 square. That 4 square you divide, and then become little spaces, no? But the overall, there is no a common space. When I was explaining this, they were a bit confused, no? Because they couldn't get the idea of what is the mandala, the symmetry, and the space that you get. Okay? I was explaining this one. The concept is this, and you see the same building in Nepal, the same building in Mandalay, the same building in Thailand, the same building in Cambodia and Indonesia. This conversation that we have in the class, I have been lecturing about this thing in my country.
Actually, I think wherever we go, whichever country, Japan, China, or even European countries, if we look at the older buildings from the past, they are all following symmetry. Even the architecture of Europe or the US, they have symmetry. I think it was because people during those days, they wanted things to be very simple, and symmetry was the way to go about for them that time. But now times have changed. The world is evolving. So what you were trying to tell me was we have to evolve in architecture as well. So symmetry, not doing symmetry was the first step to evolve, something different. Yeah, to come up with something new, something that has not been there before. So that is the whole point of designing things out of the box, things like that.
Definitely. I remember when I told you this thing, you became totally shocked because it was like a punch in the face, and then it was really painful. Yeah, but that is the point. There is a conversation in the 18th century about how the architecture design was done in Europe for the classic buildings, right? Then the discussion was this, no? I mean, we should do this symmetrical, or we should start to do a modern architecture breaking that symmetry, no? And I think that conversation here in Asia, with this thing of the mandala, still is pending to be done. No? Because I saw many students from not only Nepal, no, from Cambodia, Myanmar, that still are stick to that symmetry. So the beauty, to understand the beauty of something is something that is symmetrical. The mandala is there, but no one talk about it.
How long back did you visit Nepal?
I think I visited Nepal in 2009. Huh?
2009.
15, 16 years. Yeah.
Did you visit alone or did you come with your friends?
I visit alone. I visit alone. I visit alone. I stay in Kathmandu, in the places that you should, Patapur, and then also went to Pokhara and do the trekking. Total 11 days.
Did you visit Lumbini, Ajahn? Lumbini?
No. A guide that helped me to do the trekking offered me that go to Lumbini, no? That is the place of the Buddha, no? The place of the Buddha was born. It was like a lot of time consuming to go there. And then it's like I cannot do the trekking.
Ajahn, the place I live right now, my hometown, it's very near Lumbini, Ajahn. From my house, Lumbini is around 1 hour drive. 1 hour drive. It's very near. The name of this place is Budwal. Have you heard of this? You should visit Nepal with your family, Ajahn. I would love to invite you. You, your wife, and your daughter should come and visit Nepal. I will love to host you, Ajahn.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. And I remember when I visit Kathmandu, there was light only until 5, 6 o'clock. That thing is still the same. The city has electricity until 6 o'clock or something like that.
No. That I think that time the electricity production was low. That's why they cut. During that period. But right now there is no such issue.
So then now means that when you can walk 9 o'clock p.m. and still lights.
Yes. Because the thing is, this country produces electricity from hydropower, right? So sometimes the water level in the river is low, and if the water level is low, then the hydroelectric production is also low. So they have to cut the electricity. I mean, they don't have to give. So that was the problem. But right now the hydropower stations have also increased, so the production is higher. So now there is no problem. Yeah.
That issue it was just in the moment that I was traveling. Okay.
Yeah, during that time it was a big problem actually in 2009, 2010, because I was a student in my school days. So we used to have the generator in our houses, the diesel generator.
Yes.
And from that we produce the electricity.
Yeah, because remember my experience was like I go to have dinner and then you need to go for dinner like the places are open until 11 o'clock or something, because it was the 3 hours that the generator can be working. When I visit Patapur, okay, I have a video of one guy doing this thing. So this is something that is typical in my hometown in Spain, and then the town beside my town, they are expert to do this thing, no? And then when I visit Patapur, that is very far away. Have you seen this? With the same shape. And then this one is to cool the water, and then you drink.
Yes.
So then it's the same shape. I don't think that someone from Nepal went to my country to teach us how to do this, and I don't think that someone from my town went to Nepal to do this. Okay, have you seen this thing before?
Yes, there is a thing which is made out of clay.
Yes.
This thing, and we also use it to store water for water from school. If you put it in there,
yeah, it's for the water, and then maybe the water is warm, and then once that you put here with the shape, the water inside becomes super cold, and then especially in the summer.
So in Spain also you have it in the past. Even.
This one we have it. We still nowadays we use it, this thing. But this one is one piece that in my hometown, I mean, especially the grandparents, they have this thing like they are using like you have a plate, no, in your house.
I see.
Very very traditional, no. So then I remember to then in one corner in one street in Patapur, then I a market, no, with so many of this piece, no, the same technique. And then they were doing exactly the same thing. And then I became totally fascinated. Anything that you say here that you don't want me to put in the video or something, or everything is okay?
There is a part in that video where I shoot a temple, which has some sexual postures.
Okay, so you don't want to talk anything? You don't want me to put anything about that?
I will tell you what to talk about it. I will explain it to you.
That temple, if I'm not wrong, it was in Durbar Square, right?
Yeah, it is in Bhaktapur Darbar Square, Raja. The reason why they have those sexual postures outside the temple is because they are trying to tell the population, the people, the spirituality is something which is in the center of the being, right? And sexuality is something that is outside. So in order to become spiritual, you have to go past sex. You have to go past sexual wants.
Okay.
So the exterior facade of the temple, they have sex. They have shown people having sex, right? So that's the exterior. But if you want to go spiritual, you have to go past that. You have to enter, you have to leave, and then you have to enter the inner sanctum of the temple. There you will find spirituality. So sexual wants, sexual needs are something that is exterior in life. But if you transcend sex, if you go beyond sex, then you will find your inner self. That's what the temple is trying to tell.
Nice to talk to you, Leo. I don't know if you want to say something else, no? But it's a pleasure for me to reconnect with you after all this year, man.
Definitely, Ajan. I also feel a lot of happiness, and I would love to invite you and your family to Nepal, Ajan. Please visit. I would love to host you. I would love to take you around all those places. Also Lumbini, and yeah, we can have a good time here.
Definitely. Okay. Pues namaste.
Namaste. Thank you so much for all the advice, all the teaching that you have given me, and I'm using it every day in my professional life. So I would love to thank you for that.
Thank you. I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that.